All right, Hogs, we're back at it. So I got a new group in here. I think this is still our NASCAR session. So we're just going to go through each play like we did the last video and see how we're doing. So first play is dive right. So block your gap, it should be out. 2 base blocks there, it should be a chip, should be a base, play side backer, should be a chip, should be a base, play side backer. So watch Raymond. Raymond, we don't go out to our backer. Okay, simple as that. Even if you were doing a chip block here, Raymond, your first step, you step backwards, which is not good. It should be a first step with our play side foot. Second step goes to the crotch, keeping our play side arm free. Landall, watching you. Okay, your first step isn't good. You got to make sure you step square laterally. Second step at a 45, then third step into them. You just kind of turn and run, which we're not looking for a turn and run. You guys get good movement here. Okay, but we're way too high. Our heads need to be down on numbers, not on shoulder pads. Okay, Rumsa, watching you. Okay, good job getting the ball off when you need to. Rumsa, you're too high. He's underneath you, so he kind of knocks you off here. We got to get that second step in the ground. You go 1, that second step is still in the air when you make contact, and that's why he's able to blow you off a little bit. Okay, Cisco, we're slow there. We don't get our head on the play side number, and that's why we give up penetration and he makes a tackle in the backfield. Joe, we're slow getting off the ball. Joe, this guy crosses your face. So this turns from a chip block to a base block, so you should be taking them. I don't know why we're leaving. I've never taught that. So base block, go square, get your head on the play side number if he crosses your face, and then block him. We should never leave a guy that crosses our face. If a guy crosses our face into our gap, we should be taking him. So once again, boom, 1, 2, 3. 3 missed assignments from 3 guys. We got to make sure we do our job. One thing I will say though, just looking at defense real quick, we're not doing our job on defense. You should be square. You shouldn't be looking in the backfield. You're about to get double teamed. You should be dropping the knee and staying double teamed. Jaden, I don't know why you're slanting into this gap. We're running base blue. You should be getting hands on the 4 technique. It should be the linebackers making the tackle, not us. We're getting too greedy on defense. We're not getting our hands on our key and staying on our key. We're running into the backfield when we have a base technique, and that's going to get us in a lot of trouble on Saturday. So I'm a little discouraged about that and the way that we're playing on defense here. We're playing pretty selfish. When it's not our job to make the tackle, it's our job to take on blocks and to hold on to guys and not let them to the second level. So be careful of that. Okay. Yeah, you make the tackle, whoop-de-doo. That wasn't your job. That wasn't your job. Look how we got guys up on our linebackers. That's not good. When we're in a base technique, it's our job to sacrifice our body and take on blocks so these guys can go make the play. Okay, that's our job. Now for slanting, then it's our job to go make a tackle in the backfield. Right now, I know for a fact that we're not slanting. So I'm a little discouraged that we're slanting on defense or running into the backfield on defense when we're not supposed to. Next play. Okay, we got our pass block going on. Pass protection, we should be fanned, fanned, hand on, fanned out, fanned out. Okay, should have 2 fan calls because both tackles have a guy on them and outside them. Should have been 2 fan calls. Let's look at Joe. Joe, we don't fan out. So this guy comes free. Okay, Cisco, I don't know why we're stepping inside. We should be stepping out. Okay, Rumsa, we're too high. We don't have our hands inside. Jacob, you step in, which is good, and you're looking outside. But here's the thing. We should have had a fan call. Raymond, I have no idea what you're doing. I'm just going to move on. I don't know what that was. Okay, next play. Looks like we're running trap. All right, looking at Joe. Joe, you take the path of least resistance, which is great. That guy slants inside, which, once again, Jaden, this makes me really nervous, bud. This makes me really, really, really nervous to play you in a starting role because we should not be slanting. We should be in base blue. So you should be getting hands on and not running upfield. Because guess what happens when you run upfield and you don't get hands on? You get kicked out. And we get a guy running free at our linebacker. So not only are you getting blocked, the linebacker behind you is getting blocked. And that's not good for both of us. You're getting selfish and trying to make a play in the backfield when you should be reading your key, which is the guy in front of you, getting hands on, not letting him up to the second level. So now he's free and you are in a position to make a tackle and not get kicked out. That's a win-win for us. Okay, but Joe, that's a nice job on your part. Getting up to your linebacker. Now when you get to your linebacker, slow down, spread your feet out, okay, and block him square. Don't get thrown off a block like this and don't hold on to him. You're going to get called for holding. Use your feet to block. Okay, Cisco, watching you. You take your 45-degree step, which is great. Okay, that guy slants into your gap, so it turns into a down block, and you drive him off the ball. Okay, Cisco, you're also still a little high, but I like how you're moving your feet through contact. That's pretty nice. Okay, Rumsa, you take your chip step. 1, 2. Still a little slow with that second step. I like to see it in the ground a little bit quicker. I'd like to see you lower. Okay, but we have that. We should be having that double team there, and we're working up to that backside backer. Okay, Jacob, looking at you, pulling and kicking out. Okay, this is probably the best kick out I've seen so far. Okay, you're still a little high. I think you're not on the hip, not quite. You're in the stomach area, which is still a lot better. Okay, I'd like to see this foot forward more. Okay, but you're in a pretty good position here, and you're that funnel. And I like how I see you start wheeling out. So let's look at this, guys. We have one wall, and we have the other wall of the funnel. Okay, and that's pretty good. That's yardage right there gained. All right, Raymond, you step down hard. That's good, but now turn your hips. Turn your hips this way and log them. Keep them away from the play. Charlton, you step down even harder, bud. Step down hard, be even with Raymond, and then you can turn back and block this guy. Step down even harder, Charlton. But this isn't too bad. Okay, you did your job there. Wheeling and sealing just like the tackle does. Okay, so overall, this is not a bad play, guys. Okay. Also, whoever this defensive lineman is, I can't tell. You're getting selfish again, too. Okay, you should be here, getting hands on. When you feel this double team, you should be dropping the knee. But for whatever reason, you have your eyes in the backfield, and you're trying to run over the top and make a play. Now, look what happens to you when you try to run over the top and make a play when it's not your job to make a play. You get driven off the ball into this linebacker's lap, who then has to bow around you. And we've already made 3 to 4 yards on the play. The offense has. So you're not helping us out at all by getting your eyes in the backfield when you're getting double teamed. Right now, I shouldn't see you at all. I should see you dropping the knee, stopping this right here on the line of scrimmage so this linebacker can do this and not have to worry about running into you. That's how we tackle for a 0-yard gain, is when our linemen are not selfish, trying to make a play when it's not their job to make the play. Okay, next one. This one might be a little hard to see. It looks like we're running dive to the right. Once again, Raymond. We don't go out to our outside backer. We should be basing here. This should be a chip, a base, working to that backer. This should be a chip, a base, working to that backer. Okay, watching Raymond. Okay, once again, even if you're doing a chip block, Raymond, your steps are not good. Okay, you're a little slow off the ball. You're not getting over into your gap, allowing Landall to take over. Okay. Okay, watching Jacob. Once again, your steps are not great. You are not getting your head on the other side. Your head is on this side, which I don't know why. You need to be bearing your head to the play side number. You should be trying to wash Raymond off the block. Okay, and you're running. Look at your feet. My goodness. Okay, I don't think your feet could be any closer together. You need to have a wide base and not be running off the ball. Okay, Rumsa, you take your chip steps nicely. You step over. But Cisco, you need to get your hips tight. Look how separated your hips are. This is not a good double team. This is not tight at all. You guys need to stay nice and tight like these guys are. At least their hips are tight, even though their steps aren't good. At least their hips are tight. Okay, watching Joe. So that guy slants inside, Joe. So that turns in from a chip to a base. So you need to get your head on the inside. You need to get your head on the play side number and square them up. That way our running back can have a two-way go. Because if you don't get there, this guy's going to slide in and make the tackle. Okay, John, if this happens to you, H's, where you're supposed to have a base block, but that guy's hip disappears, you see that your base block guy disappears. It turns from a base block to a bow block, so you should be working up to the second level. So John, you should be working up right now. You should be working up to that linebacker right there. Boom, what you do. Awesome. That's great. Get your head on the play side number and block them square. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Crap. That's not what I wanted to do. Whoopsies. There we go. Now we're back. I want to watch Joe again. So Joe, does that guy fall in and make the play? Yes, he does. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Backside tackles, you have to get your head across, or this is going to happen. He's going to fall in and make the play. We have to cut off the backside. We have to get our head on the play side number. We cannot be lazy on the backside of our zone plays. You have to get your head off on the play side and cut them off. You have to get your head there and reach them. So he cannot just keep pushing you right into the play and make the tackle. Okay, we cannot be lazy on the backside. And Joe, it's not just you, it's everyone. Every backside tackle, we're too lazy on the backside of plays. We have to get our head on the play side. Okay, here we go. We got a pass play here. Okay, we should be fanning. Good, we fan this time. Awesome. Okay, looking at Raymond. Good, Raymond, I like this positioning. You're on the inside. You got your knee to the crotch. Good, and now when he goes upfield, now run him upfield. Oh, don't lose that, Raymond. Run him upfield. Once you have that inside leverage, now run him. Turn and run him upfield. Okay, watching Landall. We need to make sure we step inside, both you and Raymond. Notice how both your hips immediately turn out. That's not good. You should step inside and then kick slide back and stay square to the line of scrimmage. But notice how you get square, or you square up on him. Now you give him a two-way go. Look at this open window right here. Gosh, if I was him, I'd take that window any day. And that's what he tried to do. You cannot give him that. Influence him upfield. Stop your feet right there and let him run upfield. Then all you have to do is turn your body and run him upfield and create that cup. Okay, Rumsa, we're too high. We're giving up too much ground. Right away, I can tell. Too high. He's underneath you. He bull rushes you, and that's not good. Okay, Cisco, you're a little late. You need to step in hard. That foot is back. Okay, and be patient. Be patient. Jaden, one thing I'm going to say to you, okay, our defensive linemen, you have to stay in your rushing lanes, which are the gaps that you are accountable for. So if you are a defensive end, you're responsible for the B gap and the C gap. So guess what? Those are your rushing lanes. You have to stay in your rushing lanes. If it's a pass, you can't go all the way to A gap, okay? Because that's going to leave a gigantic gap on the outside that the quarterback can go turn and run, okay? Our nose has double A gap. Our other end has B and C gap. Those are your rushing lanes. So Jaden, we cannot come all the way into A gap. We have to stay out in our lanes. But Cisco, you got to make sure you keep your inside. You got to keep that leg to his crotch, not the inside. Or yeah, not the inside leg. But if he tries to slant inside, you have to shuffle square to get your knee back to his crotch. Joe, for you, okay, don't turn out. We need to make sure we step inside. Don't turn out right away and don't get squared up on him. Okay, that's a consistent theme among all of our linemen that we need to fix, or we're going to have a lot of trouble throwing the ball this year. Joe, I don't know what that is. I don't know why you're grabbing and holding and twisting them. We're going to get called for holding when we don't need to hold them. Okay, I don't know why we're grabbing and twisting. That's never a good thing. We should never do that. Yep, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna stop that one right there and upload this to YouTube.